all of our guests that come on, they're either people that have overcome some tremendous odds in their own lives as they balance this thing called life, or they're experts and they're here to share tips and strategies that will help you better balance and manage your life. Grab your virtual seats and let's get ready for some real, relevant, and relatable content on today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. I am super excited to be with you all today here with my very special guest, Lewis. Kim Lewis is over there. I'm going to put you backstage for a second. I know Kim like, girl, we trying to figure out how to put this whole telephone on a good stand, right? So anyway, listen, we're so glad that you all tuned in today. We are talking with Kim Lewis, who's going to be talking to us about something very important, knowing that God is the God of multiple chances. How many of you know that God really does give you opportunity after opportunity and chance after chance after chance to just come into the knowledge of the truth and be able to walk therein for whatever that looks like for your life, because it looks different for each person's life and each person's journey. But today, Kim Lewis is going to be talking to us about that. So grab your virtual seats and make sure you tag your friends and family and coworkers and let them know that this episode is definitely going to be a game changer for your life. All right. Are you ready, Kim, back there? I'm going to pull you in. All right. How are you today, Kim?
I'm blessed. I am so happy to have this opportunity just to be on here, just to tell somebody what God has done for me. Mm-hmm.
I'm excited as well. And I was like, you know how you were eagerly awaiting an episode? I was waiting for this episode. I want to make sure that I let people hear some of your testimony just through your bio, but then I also want to give you a chance to take us back on your own personal journey. But Kim Lewis, we'll call her Sister Kim. Sister Kim Lewis is a woman on a mission birthed from pain and redemption and unwavering grace of God. Now, I'm not going to tell you all of the things that she's had to overcome because that's her testimony, but her testimony is raw and it's very real, and it fuels her calling to help women who are struggling not just with any types of addictions, but also with trauma, abuse, fear, and the invisible chains that keep them from walking in their purpose. She is the youngest of multiple children, and so I'll let her talk about that. And she's the founder of Sisters for Real, Brothers for Real, My Sisters Rocks, and many other things that she has spearheaded. So welcome to the Kim Jacobs Show, Kim Lewis.
Thank you. First, I just want to just thank God for the opportunity to be here to share what He's done for me, because it's really, my life is just uh, a a story of hope. Um, Let me just say, so I'm gonna just tell you the foundation.
Yes.
So I
Yeah, because
come from a family, a loving family. Both my parents were in the home.
okay.
My mother, I come from a line full of preachers, and so my mother is chief apostle over the whole organization of our church, and my father is the deacon. So it wasn't like, you know how they say sometimes they might say that people are the product of their environment, which is
Right.
true. It can be true, but that wasn't true for me. It wasn't that I came from a broken home. It wasn't that I came from abuse or anything like that. I actually came from love. And it wasn't until I'm the only girl of four, and my mother often say I gave her the most trouble out of all four of her children, which is true. I admit that.
Interesting.
But early on, I like boys.
Okay.
I got into doing, liking the boys and stuff. And it was one particular boy I really liked. And I thought we was gonna be together forever. And I ended up getting pregnant at the age of 16.
Okay.
And I had my son at 17.
Hmm.
And at that time, I was never a small girl, but I wasn't fat, you know.
Right, right.
But I gained like 100 pounds. So what I wasn't, I was thick. I became big then.
Okay.
And my son was like 2 months old. And
Hmm.
so his father was pressuring me about losing weight. And at that time, I had a brother who was out there in the streets and stuff. And I used to see how the people that his quote unquote clients,
Right.
uh, I used to see how they would come and get these drugs and how they would lose weight fast. So
Mm.
I thought, well, if I could just go ahead and just,
Interesting.
take this for a little bit, lose the weight, and then we'll all be a happy family. Me, I could have my son's father, everything. I was just crazy. But
Wow.
what happened was I didn't lose the weight.
You did?
I didn't.
Wait, wait. Okay, so now you gotta let me interject here for a second. So you went out and you did drugs because you were looking at it as a
A
fix to
fast
weight
fix.
loss.
Yeah.
But then in doing drugs, you realize that it don't work like that for everybody because
I
you
don't know.
actually.
Sorry guys, I'm
Oh, that's
having this
okay. I know you're on that
problem.
phone. You're trying to make a makeshift stand over there. It's girls
Yes,
trust me
I
on
am. And that's okay. We're back and we're here.
commercial
Yeah.
break. It's like one of those
That's
CapCut
okay.
things.
I don't have my tripod here because I do have a tripod. I just don't have it here.
Don't even worry about that.
Yeah.
So you looked at drugs as an opportunity to meet the need of your significant other at the time, which is he
Right.
wanted you to lose weight. You could see that you had a brother dealing with drugs and some other things, and the people that he was dealing with, they were all losing weight quick and in a hurry. So this was a solution for you. But
I
then it
thought.
backfired.
Yeah. So I thought. So I
Right.
thought it was a solution. But what happened was I ended up becoming addicted. And so here I was, 17 years old, addicted to, at that time, it was just cocaine. They freebased it. It wasn't until years later crack came along.
Okay.
But what I thought that would take me uh, months to achieve what I needed to achieve,
Mhm.
it took me into a 20-year battle with crack cocaine.
Jeez, oh my gosh. And so did other people recognize that you were in this battle and they could see that you were on drugs, or were you hiding it and nobody
Uh,
knew what was
uh,
happening?
in the beginning, it was like hideable. I say that,
Mm.
but quickly and fastly, it became my mother and my family knew something was going on.
Okay.
And I spent every penny that I got a hold of onto
Mm.
these drugs.
Wow.
And when I didn't have money, I stole from my family. And that's the worst thing I could have ever done. I
Wow.
was scared to steal from anybody in the street because I didn't know how they was going to respond. But
Right.
I knew my family wasn't going to, hurt me or whatever. These
Wow.
are things that I had to deal with for years because I beat myself up. Like totally, my family has always been my backbone.
Mhm.
So for me I hurt my family. I hurt my family tremendously. This was what came into my family and kind of was breaking my family apart.
Wow. So,
And
mm,
I had children in the process. So you think about, I had children. I have 6 children.
wow.
And and, you know nobody who's taking care of these kids. I got pregnant. I would end up doing okay, get 30 days together, and I end up,
Wow.
it called me right back into the streets. And there it was, my mom and my dad was taking care of my children. And so my mother and my father raised my children.
Okay.
They raised my children, and I thank God for them, because
Mm.
I don't know people that will take one, but they took all of them,
Wow.
and they kept my children together. In the process of all of that, like, I tell you a little bit about the struggle. The struggle part was, it took me from being and living a good life
Mm.
to now my mother did everything to try to bring me back to myself. But it didn't work. So
Mm.
what she had to do was tough love on me. She had to close her door and not let me come in.
Wow.
And that's when I really hit real rock bottom, because now um I didn't have nowhere to live. And I can't imagine my mother, how my mother and my father felt to have to do that, because
Right.
I'm their child,
Their
their only
youngest child.
daughter,
Right.
and they got my kids, and my kids is crying like, why mommy can't come in?
Mm.
Why mommy
Okay.
can't stay?
Wait, this is a movie. You got me over here. I'm speaking in tongues over here. Wait a minute now. Listen, seriously, this is
Yeah.
interesting dynamics here, because you have a mom and a dad who love the Lord,
Yes.
who love you enough to even see that you're dealing with a situation that's going a little bit sideways, a lot
Mhm.
sideways. So they even intervene and work with your children to make sure that your children all stay together and
Also.
safe. But they show you tough love by saying, okay, you have to go and figure this out some kind of way. Is that what you would recommend that parents of young adult children that are struggling like what you were struggling with, how they would handle it? Is that what you'd recommend?
Well, I'll say this. Um, by her shutting the door on me, it actually gave me a chance to live.
Mm.
Because what happens is that, you want to shelter your kid, but you're really enabling them to stay sick.
Mm.
And really, I times are different than it was back then. So I mean, the world is so wicked now. Uh, I don't know whether I would shut the door, or whether the thing would be, you have to go into treatment. You cannot stay here. Let me just take you there,
Mm.
because this would be the option, because I don't really want to close the door and then I hear or get a phone call in the middle of the night
Right.
that you got killed because of something that you did that you really don't even know that you're doing,
That's
because
right.
you're under the influence. Because let me say this, there's a lot of my life I don't remember.
And you genuinely don't remember it?
I
Because that's
don't.
another thing. People sometimes say they're really critical, and I've never been in this situation that you're sharing. That's why I brought you on the show,
Uh,
so it can
I'm
help
so
people.
sorry. This right
Oh, don't worry
here.
about that. It's no big deal.
It's
Because this is about how people balance their lives. So at the end of the day, you balancing your life in real time. It's okay. You're
this
trying to,
is real time.
yeah,
Okay.
it's fine. So the thing that I'm trying to understand is you going through this, because I can't visualize how this works. You're saying you literally had blackout moments where you don't remember different aspects of your journey.
Yes. I remember one particular time, it was my birthday,
Hmm.
and I was in the bar, and I was sitting with a friend of mine. I knew him from around the way,
Hmm.
and we was all sitting there, and me, him, his sister,
Hmm.
and I can remember us sitting there drinking. But uh, when I woke up, I was in his house in his bed. And
Hmm.
I swore he did something to me. I said, "What did you do to me? How did I get here?" And he was like, "Kim, you came here. You was messed up." I did not remember. And this is
Hmm.
something, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm not ashamed to express this, to say this, because this could help somebody, right?
Yeah.
Because there are people out here that are dealing with the same thing, don't remember what they did the night before. People come up
Yes.
to you and say, "Hey, you cursed me out last night." I said, "No, I didn't," but I really did.
Mm.
I really did. I don't remember. And here's a big part. And you know what? It's okay. Like, I'm gonna share this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I know there's some people, and if it's not, it's okay. But this is a part of how God's good, his grace and his mercy is really, like, it's amazing,
Mm.
because I don't remember. Some of my kids don't know who their father is because I don't remember. That's one of the hardest things in my life. And I share it now because my kids have shared it. Because other than that, I would not have shared it. But
Wow.
because they share that, hey, a part of them they don't even know.
Mm. And none of
It's
the fathers came forward and said, "Hey,
who I
you-"
who am I to say? Because I don't know.
okay, okay."
This is the part of the reality of what the enemy will try to steal everything from
Mm.
you,
Ugh.
even your memory. I never had a memory of it,
Hmm.
and so that part ate me up on the inside so much because I didn't come from that. I
Right.
came from a two-parent home, and my parents, thank God, they are still together. They just celebrated 61 years.
That is so wonderful. I have so many pictures back here, and I'm going to be popping different ones up.
Yeah, that's
This picture,
before before the fall.
this was before. So you were in a productive, loving, caring, generous household where you had parents that believe in you, believe in your goals and dreams, trying to inspire you to be everything that God intended for you to be. And so that picture kind of reminded me of that. That's why I wanted to pop that up. And then here's
Yeah,
another picture too.
that's before. That's before.
And
Yeah,
then this is kind of a picture that reminds me of some things.
that was I. That's why I said I know God had. And who in the world would have took a picture like that? I often say that, God, you had it already. You was setting it up
Hmm.
anyway, because why would I take a picture? My wig was twisted, my face was swollen,
Hmm.
I was high as I don't know what,
Hmm.
probably didn't know what the day was, and I took a picture, or somebody took a picture
Hmm.
of me. I don't know how that came about, but that was me.
Wow.
That was me before God used to. Let me say this. I've been in places like when I didn't have nowhere to go.
Hmm.
Um, you probably, if you lived in Mount Airy, you probably passed me by and didn't even know that you passed me by. The one time I was so tired, and so one of the guys I was out there getting high with, he said, "Well, it's this auto repair shop. They keep like some of their car doors open."
Right.
He said you could just get in one of the cars and just be out in the morning time.
Okay.
So he went with me over. I found a car and I slept in a car right
Oh.
across the street from Cheltenham and Ogans. And I'm from
Okay.
Mount Airy.
Uh-huh.
That car shop is still there. And I know people probably passed me, but I didn't even know I was in one of them cars.
Mm.
But God protected me while I was in them cars, because anything could have happened to me while I was sleeping. But he didn't let anything happen to me. And the first time the guy I slept overtime, and the guy told me, you gotta get out car. And then the second time when he caught me, I peeped out my eye, and I saw him peep over in the car, and he just walked away. I said,
Mm.
God,
So
thank
God
you,
was
because
still giving you a ram in the bush and protecting
that
power
protected
even in the
me.
midst. Yes.
Yes.
So what
And
what
let
was what was a
go ahead.
turning point? What was the turning point that you
Well,
finally
I'm gonna
decided?
say this. I gotta say this because this is a very important part. Even though I've had plenty run-ins that I should not be here.
Yes.
Um, I had this one particular time, and I was going. I One of my girlfriends, she used to get high, but she used to sell drugs too.
Mm.
So Everybody knew I was one of the people in the street. I did not care. So they took me for protection. So,
Right.
and she said, walk with me around the corner. Walked around the corner and got there. It was a guy that owned the house, and the guy that his friend, he was over there.
Mhm.
So she sold the drugs to him. He said, come on, why don't y'all sit down and have a taste?
Right.
And immediately, like you walked up to the side of my ear, I heard someone say, get out.
Like
I looked
audibly.
around. But see, here's the thing.
Mm,
Train up a child in the way that they should go.
mhm,
Because you know what? They'll never depart from it.
mm,
When you've had an experience with God, I knew who it was. The
mm,
Holy Spirit told me to get out.
mm, mm,
Even in my struggle, I was jacked up. I'm gonna tell you, I was jacked up.
mm,
And
mm,
so
mm,
when she was
mm.
like, "Well, Mama Ducci, you want?" Because they call me Mama Ducci in the street. Well, you want to just sit down, and it just like a bag of nickels hit my chest and said, "Now."
Mm,
And when I said I gotta go,
mm, mm.
walked out the door. Got before we got to the corner of the block, all we heard was gunshots. Somebody hit owed somebody some money, and the next person that came to that door was the guy. He waited for us, knocked on the door, waited for the guy to turn the knob, and he starts shooting through the door.
Oh
And
my.
let me tell you something, that was such a reminder to
Mm,
me. Besides every day when I would walk and I would
mm, mm.
strangers would tell me, God just told me to tell you that he loved you.
Right.
And every day was a reminder of his love.
Mm, 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 mm,
God, the
mm.
whole his spirit told me, gave me warning to get out of there. If I didn't listen, I wouldn't be here
You would have
today.
been shot. Mm, mm,
I thank God
mm,
because even in my struggle, he still was carrying me through.
mm, mm, mm.
And so he knew he had a
Hallelujah.
purpose and there
Mm,
was a plan
mm,
that
mm,
he needed me to fulfill, and
mm.
that things okay, it was my bad decision,
Oh, thank you, Lord.
but he carried me through. The prayers of the
Whew.
righteous
Mm, 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 mm.
availeth much,
You,
because
you,
the prayers, my mother, my father, my grandmother, everybody, they carried me through times like that. Or when I
yeah,
was getting everybody was getting pistol whipped, and when they got to me, they went over top of me and went to the next person.
right.
I listen, I know God has been with me.
Hmm.
And it was the time I just like after that, I was like, oh my God, like this is crazy. Like, I thank you, God. I just thank you. I thank you for loving me in the
Mm,
midst of my struggle. They all often say, sinners, God don't hear a sinner's prayer, but that's not true. We all sinners saved by grace. So
you
he
better
had to
believe
hear
it.
us.
You better
And so
believe
he
it.
was with me. And I met my husband like later on. What the turning point was for me was that part of me just feeling like
Mm,
everything was
mm,
just,
mm, mm.
I didn't have nothing. I felt hopeless. Um, my kids was not speaking to me.
Mm, mm.
Um, I was still, and I have to say, I still would come, go to church, and I'd be high, but I would go.
My God.
And I just would say to myself, one day it's gonna be my day.
Mm,
One day, God, he's going to deliver me from this.
mm. So you were praying over yourself. You were
Yes,
praying for yourself. You were
yes,
praying for yourself, and other people were praying for you too. So
yes.
even when you came to the church, because you say your parents were so heavily involved in leadership in the church, it didn't sound like they judged you or condemned you.
No, my mother, like I would always say, "Oh, well, this time," and my mother would say, "Yeah, okay, this time." It's like why I get my hopes up high every
Right.
time, Kim. You
Mm,
get our hopes up high, and then it's just like you just go the opposite way. For what reason? It wasn't that I was unhappy.
mhm.
It wasn't that things was bad at my house. My mother would make it so that I would, I'd be able to come home, be around my kids, and
Mm,
holidays, everything. I still was around, but I wasn't.
mm.
If that makes sense, because
Oh yeah, I know you were there but not there because you're
yeah, I'm there or
mentally
not
somewhere
there.
else. Right.
If I'm there, I'm sleeping. I'm sleeping because I'm eating and sleeping. I'm eating and
Mm.
sleeping because that's what you do when you high off a crack.
Wow.
and
Uh,
you and you up your delirious, because I didn't get to sleep for like 3 days, 4 days at a time.
So how what was the hardest part of you breaking free from the addiction of the crack?
Well, I'm gonna say it really wasn't when God really freed me, when i
Mhm.
when i walked in it, because every time I asked him to do it, he did it. It's
Mm,
just that I didn't walk in what he did for me.
mm.
I always ended up listening to the enemy, or he would bring up somebody. You know, ain't nothing for free, right?
Right, right,
So
right,
he
right.
would always bring somebody. I would be minding my own business,
Mm,
and I'm walking down the street, getting ready to go to church,
mm,
and one of the drug dealers would say, "Hey, Kim, you still get high, right?" And
mm.
just throw me all these drugs, like stuff like that, like he would do. But
For
when
free.
when
Just here, let me get you back in the fold.
yeah, basically that was the enemy. Like but for me, when it was a breaking point for me was like I just couldn't do it no more, because my mother prayed a prayer, and my girlfriend would say, "You really believe it?" But my mother prayed a prayer, her and my dad, because she was very frustrated
Mm.
because God was using her in miracles, all preaching all over the
Right.
world, doing this, doing that, and she couldn't even help her own daughter.
That's yeah. That's
And
a lot of us as parents feel that way.
it was like
Mm,
my mother's living room,
mm.
her and my father, she got my, you know how they put you in a circle? That's old
Mhm,
time stuff. Like they'll put you in a circle, they grab hands, their hands, and had me in the middle.
mm.
And she prayed that anything that I put up my nose or in my mouth, I wouldn't enjoy it from that day forth.
Mm, 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 mm.
So I used to get high.
Mhm,
I enjoyed the rush. I enjoyed all of that stuff.
mm.
But from that prayer, I started hallucinating.
Mm.
I started like they would call it schizing, but yeah, I would I would think I see things that I don't see.
Wow.
Um and I didn't enjoy it.
Mm,
People would say, "Well, why you get high anyway?" Because after I get high, I'm like somewhere else, you know. And I said, "My mother is praying harder."
yeah,
And they
she
said,
praying
"You
against
believe
it.
that?" I said, "Yes,
Mm,
I believe it. She is praying harder."
mm.
And they said, "Okay, all right." So they thinking I'm crazy. And
Right.
I would have to leave. So
Mm,
for me, rescue time was a really rescue. I was willing
mm.
to be rescued. I couldn't take no more, because I felt like I was going to lose my mind if I didn't already had lost my mind. It seemed that way
Right.
because of what I would do. Why do I keep on hurting the same people that love me?
Right. So you weren't, it wasn't about the people. It wasn't even
No,
about anybody else because it wasn't your desire to hurt your children, to hurt
no,
yourself, to
no.
hurt even anybody else. You're definitely not your parents who took your kids and all of that. So what was the mindset whenever the thing was still drawing you at that level? Was it just strictly a pull from the enemy, or do you feel like it was some kind of conscious choice that every day I'm making this decision?
I believe the enemy it's a scripture that says that he desires to sift
Oh
you
yeah. Oh
as
yeah.
wheat. Okay. And so, being who my mom is and what she was doing for the kingdom of God, I
Yeah.
believe he thought he can get to her through me.
Yeah, and that's
And
Luke. That's
so,
Luke 22. Luke 22, verse 31 through 34, and it says, "Simon, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat." And there's a lot more to it, but
yeah, yeah. But
that's the
but
desire.
that's his assignment. His assignment is to kill, steal, and destroy, right? And so, God had already told me, like, you can't touch a life. She made the bad decision, but watch what I do.
Mm,
Okay. Now, I felt like I was in the wilderness. They, like the children of Israel, they went, it's something that's supposed to take 40 days, took 40 years, right?
right,
And
right.
and something that could have just took just like that. It took me 20 years.
Mm,
That's why I tell people today, don't give up. Because I'm an answer to a 20-year-old prayer.
mm,
My mother and
mm,
my father didn't give up. Sure, they
mm.
was frustrated.
Right,
Sure.
right.
Sure, they was hurt.
Of course.
I mean, sure,
Mm,
all of these things, like disappointed.
mm,
Like they couldn't believe because I told my mother when I was young, Mom, you ain't got to never worry about me doing drugs.
mm,
And
mm,
here I am, strung out on drugs, can't be a mother to my kids, but I'm keep on having them.
mm,
Keep on having these kids and can't be a mother to them.
mm.
And like I said, I met my husband, but he was a veteran. He ended up leaving Philly, going to Bath, New York. And then he was like, you wanna come up here? And at that time, I was like, yeah, I want to come up there. He
Right.
got an apartment for me, and I stayed up there for a year.
Look at that.
And when I stayed up there for a year, um, God let me know my purpose. He
Wow.
let me know that I was going to go back. He sent word through prophecy that
Mm,
I would be going back to where he took me from, and
mm.
I was going to be able to help others to pull them up out of I where he brought me from.
My God.
And so that's exactly what's happening today.
Wow. So
Like God,
how did you ultimately forgive yourself? Because it's one thing, you just shared so much powerful stuff, things that nobody could forgive. The parents could have had difficulty forgiving you, the children forgiving you, but you even forgiving yourself. So how did forgiveness come about with all of this?
you know what? It's something that you said about this forgiveness part because I was just talking to my baby son last night, and I told him,
Mm,
you know, the hardest thing for us to do is to forgive ourselves.
that's right.
But what we have to do is say to ourselves, listen, I'm taking back my power
Yes.
because it's you taking back power.
Hmm.
Okay. The enemy can't get you with that if he can't. He'll try to keep on getting you in an area where he know that it really bothers you. And my
Right.
kids was a part that really bothered me, and it
Hmm.
really had me like I could not forgive myself for what did I do with a clear mind. And
Hmm.
I'm saying all of this stuff. What did I do?
Hmm.
And I'm asking my kids for forgiveness. And my kids is like, you okay? I mean, my oldest two wasn't speaking to me, but they speak to me, you know.
They
But
do
but
now.
my
So
I
to
had
God be
kids
the
that
glory. He knows how to mend things.
huh?
He knows how to mend relationships.
Yes, yes. And listen, my relationships ain't everything. They still got need work. But the whole thing is that I never gave up.
Yes.
Some people would just be like, all right, well, they don't want to speak to me. Oh, they still acting like this. No, because you gotta give them room. They were hurt. They didn't go without, but they still went without me. Even
That's
though that my mom and my dad gave them everything, they still didn't have me. They had pieces of me. They
Oh,
didn't have me the way that they should have had me.
so
And
what do you recommend for people that are watching today? As far let me, I can hear an echo or something, so I'm gonna figure out how to hold on. Give me 1 second. I wanted to find out from you, what do you recommend to people that are tuning in today that do get multiple chances? Because all of us get multiple chances. So I would love for you to just share some strategies or thoughts or ideas on what you should do when you do get that opportunity from God again.
I would say that if God gives you another opportunity, you ought to take that opportunity and run with it.
Mm,
And I mean run like it's your only opportunity.
mm,
Because there were people that I seen that God allowed them to get, they stopped getting high, they stopped, and they went back and it bust their hearts wide open. I seen people die
mm,
because they just did not do what they were supposed to. Listen, I ran
mm,
with the opportunity
mm.
that God, you'll restore everything that the enemy try to take from me, and I run with it. I don't have, I always tell people, I don't have residue from it.
Mm.
I don't wake up thinking about it.
Yes.
What I think about is, God, how can I help somebody else know that there is freedom?
Mm,
Because when you feel hopeless and I was a chronic relapser.
mm,
So I don't know, I can't even count how many times I relapsed. And I thought something was wrong with me.
mm,
Like I really was, I was jacked up.
mm.
But I tell people, okay, you failed, get up,
Get up.
get back
Okay.
up.
Somebody type that, y'all. Just
Yes,
because you failed, because something didn't work out the way you thought it should, and you hopeless and down and out, sometimes even losing your memory and different things, but you came back to yourself some kind of way,
yeah,
and God allowed that opportunity for you to come back to yourself some kind of way, then run with it. Run with it. Run
yeah.
with
You got to run with the opportunity,
it.
and
Mm,
you have to listen. It you may feel bad because you made a mistake
right.
or you failed, but if you got breath, you get back up. And like my mother say, don't be like a pig and waddle in the mud. Get back up, dust yourself off,
Mhm,
and try again.
mm,
Because I'm telling you that you try and you keep on trying and you have a conversation with God. Like I had a conversation with him sitting one Pentecost Sunday. And I said, God, I can't, but I know you can. Because when he delivered me from drugs, I was smoking cigarettes. I smoked cigarettes, 3 packs of cigarettes a day.
mm,
I was smoking 3 packs of cigarettes a day. I was drinking a half a gallon of gin every night to
mm,
pass out and calling on God.
mm, mm,
And so, uh, I was mentally jacked up,
mm, mm, mm.
but God heard me.
My
And it's
God.
a song that says, this poor man cried,
Mm.
but God delivered him from out of all of his
Everything,
troubles.
not some
Everything.
things, all. Deliver
All.
them from
And
all.
and I encourage you,
Mm,
if you dealing with something,
mm,
listen, God can deliver you out of all,
all.
all. And it won't even be residue. People look at me and they say, Sister Kim, you smoke cigarettes? You did what? And I don't have the look of it.
You don't
And
look like nothing you've been through. Not all of
yeah,
those pictures that I seen. No, no, baby, you look good. So,
thank you. And
so,
I want to say, I was sitting in my dining room some years ago,
mhm,
and before I started smoking cigarettes. And I heard just as clear as you walking up to it, here it is with that ear again. And I heard, I'm in the smoke.
mm,
I said, but I know the difference. That wasn't God's spirit. That was the enemy telling me
mm,
he was in the smoke. And I said, well, if he in the smoke, ain't nothing good in the smoke. I need
mm,
to get out of the smoke. And it reminded me of the three Hebrew boys when they got thrown into that
Right. The
fiery
fiery furnace.
furnace.
Mm-hmm.
God, Jesus was already in the furnace.
He was already there.
He was the first man there.
They didn't even get singed, didn't even smell like
They
smoke.
didn't smell like it. They didn't
And
look like what
the
they
people
what
that
they
put them in the
what.
fire, they got burned and consumed.
That's right. They turned it up even higher, hotter, but they didn't get. And I said, "Well, God, I gotta get out of this smoke because I don't want to be in the smoke. If
Woo!
he in the smoke, I don't want to be in the smoke. But I'm grateful that God that He was there all the time,
That's right.
and that He got me through it. And I came out, and what I could have, I don't have. What could be going wrong is not.
Look at
And
God.
my life, I'm living life on life terms. You know,
On
so
what
it's
time?
just like it never happened.
Like it never even happened. So it's almost like just like how you used to forget back in the day, but it was a bad forget. This is a good forget,
No, this is
right?
a good. It's like, and I don't forget because, my grandson said, "Meanwhile, what you a street apostle?" And I said, because he had recorded me one time. I had saw somebody sitting out on a gas station, just sitting there. I was like, "Hey, you okay?" And that's my thing. I will speak to
Me
anybody.
too. Anybody. I don't care what you look like, smell
I
like,
don't
none of
care
that
what you
matters.
smell like. I will hug you
Yeah,
like I know you.
that's the
Okay.
thing. Yeah,
And I will pray for you. I'll feed you. I'll do anything.
that's
And
good.
the only thing that hurts my
Mm,
heart is like, but what after that, then what?
right.
Like I want to now. This is the thing that I really want. Um, and that's the biggest thing for sisters for real because God allowed me to now have an organization called Sisters for Real.
Sisters
Well,
for real.
yeah, I empower sisters through virtual through meetings, empowerment events every year. And I also do something I added a few years ago, My Sisters Rock, and I honor women and from all different parts because we all got something
That's right.
that we are doing, like and God gave it to me to honor people.
That's
But my biggest thing for Sisters for Real is that I can obtain like a big building
mm,
that I can, make like a rescue mission or something
mhm.
that can implement the 1 year program that I have. I really want that. And I know God gonna allow me to get it.
Okay, I'm
So
typing this right here because we're gonna put it out in the atmosphere. Let's all pray that Kim Lewis gets her building for sisters for real to be housed.
yes, because when you after you feed them, after you give them something to drink, and I try to give them and get them whatever they want, and then it's like, well, where you going? Do you have somewhere to go? And it's like, no,
No, now they got to go back in the
you
situation.
know,
And then it's like,
that's
dog, it
that
was for
part.
temporary. Teaching them to fish is what you're ultimately trying to do versus just giving them the fish just for that minute. But
But can I say this?
yeah, you can say whatever you want. That's what this whole episode is about.
Um, if I want to just really just stress on this part, if you are dealing with anything, or if you have a family member that is dealing with something, um, a family member that's dealing with something, change your language.
What
My
does the
mother
language need to
changed her
look like?
language. She changed her language from "Why do you keep on doing this?" Well, how can you keep on doing this till like
Wait a minute.
yeah,
I'll
she was
put you
coming
here because this is
out
some
of
good
it.
stuff. Wait, say change your language. Everybody, make sure you take notes. What Sister Kim Lewis is who we're talking to, and she's getting ready to share with us some tips on how do you deal with a family member that's struggling, they may be dealing with drugs or addiction or mental stuff, whatever is going on, this is some tips on the language we should have when we're dealing with our loved ones that's battling some different things. Go ahead, Kim.
Yes, change your language. Stop saying what you see, but say what you want to see.
Mm.
You know, like you can speak it what you want to see, and just keep on speaking it until you see it. You know, if they acting up, say, "Oh, you know what? You're a mighty man, mighty woman of God." Oh, you don't say, "Oh, you keep on messing up." No, I just thank God for another chance.
Mm.
Thank God that you're gonna be all right. You already all right. Yeah, just keep on moving forward. It's
Mm.
okay. You got to encourage them, because the worst thing for me was that I kept on hearing everything that I already knew what I did.
Mm.
And all that did was beat up my spirit even more.
Mm.
And so you change your language.
That's good.
Um, you know, Try to, do some other things that will promote healthiness and heal and wholeness to their life, instead of badgering them or trying to beat them down, you know. And my mother's, that's what she did. She had to change it. You can't move in your emotions.
Mm.
You can't. You can't because you hurt. You want to say some things. Shut your mouth. If it's not going to be anything that's going to edify them, then don't say it. Pray about it,
Mm.
because God will change it. He will change it.
Good.
He will change it. And if it's you that's struggling, don't beat yourself up.
Mm.
Give yourself a break. A man will fall down. We all fall short, but you get back up, dust yourself off, and you try it again.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
And you keep on going. And don't you let nobody tell you that you'll never be. Don't listen to never be nothing. But remember that you are something and that you are worth it, because you really are. You're worth taking a chance on being able to live and not just
Mm.
exist.
Mm.
So,
Good.
it's
Woo.
it's you're gonna be fine if you just keep going. Don't stop, but
Mm.
just keep going.
So,
I have
so
t-shirts that says keep going.
mm.
I have t-shirts that says sometimes you got to tell yourself keep
Back up
going.
from the camera some because you're gonna
Oh,
yeah, yeah, right there.
I have t-shirts that says sometimes you have to tell yourself keep going, and then you have t-shirts that says no matter what, keep going. You
Wow.
might slow down, but if you never stop, you'll get to your destination.
That's some good stuff. Good stuff. So God is the God of multiple chances. And what chance has God given you? I wanted you all in the studio audience to just type a thought of something that you know that God has given you a new lease on life as a result of just him being a God of multiple chances. And these tips, say what you want to see, speak what you want to see in that person that you're wanting to see be delivered from a situation, promote healthiness and wholeness to their lives. These are all tips that Sister Kim Lewis is sharing. Pray about it. They will change, but you just got to pray about it. Don't give up and don't give up on praying for the person no matter what. She said it took over 20 years for her to get delivered from this situation. Abraham is an example in the Bible that ultimately his goals and dreams became a reality with his son Isaac, but that took 25 years for God to answer that particular prayer. It doesn't mean that it wasn't going to happen. It just took a long time for it to happen. So don't give up. And then what was the other thing you said? Cut yourself some slack. If you're the actual person going
Right.
through some of this self-sabotaging situation, dust yourself off and get back up. Great advice, Kim. Keep it. What else you want to tell us about the Sisters for Real and how it began? I want to hear about that too.
Well, so how Sisters for Real began, when I came back from living in New York. I came back. We actually moved to Delaware. Me and my husband. We moved to Delaware where my family, my mother and them reside. But we went back to the church that I grew up in, that my mother is over. Amen. And
Amen, Sister Kim. That's right. Amen.
amen. Yes. And so it was in that time though, I felt like
Mhm.
And it's nothing against anybody that was in my church or anything like that,
Sure.
but I just felt like I was by myself. I felt
Mm,
alone, and I felt I didn't have really no sisters. Like I felt like
mm,
I should have had some people
mm,
that would reached out to me, gave me their numbers, say, "Hey, listen, they know my story," but
mhm,
nobody reached out to me.
mm.
And so I told God,
Wow.
if you give me an opportunity
Mhm,
to help women, they will never have to feel like they are alone.
mm,
I would walk with them. Do you know the first 90 days of somebody actually stopping getting high, or not even everything is not about getting high,
right, right.
because you could come from out of an abusive situation, you can just change your life,
Mm,
but it's in the first 90 days that are very crucial. The
okay.
first 90 days, if you, I have something called the first 90, walk with me for the first 90. And that's walking with people for the first
Mm,
90 days, because it's in that time that you can either go back or you'll keep going.
interesting. Okay.
It, it's in the 90 days, because after 90 days, you have already formed another habit.
Mm,
It changes for you. If you're not doing the same thing that you was doing, it changed and you're doing something different. Then when you wake up, you're not thinking about doing what you used to do. You're not
right.
thinking, your mental state is different.
Mm,
So it's the first 90 days that's really crucial. And so I said, I told God, if he gave me an opportunity that I would walk with these ladies, I would let them know freedom is available. And he did just that. He allowed
mm,
me. I started out doing virtual uh meetings and stuff like that on
right.
online, sister circles, doing
So
different
good.
things. And then I started I'm a Survivor conference.
I'm a survivor conference. Okay. Okay.
And that's like, because we survive from all different things,
That's right.
but we survive to overcome. We don't just keep on surviving the thing, because I don't believe like, and there's nothing if you're,
Mm,
AA and NA has done marvelous things for many people,
yes,
but
absolutely.
for me it was God and the
Mm,
Bible.
mm,
So but I don't call myself recovering, I'm delivered. So I don't continue to survive a thing,
mm,
I overcome it.
mm.
And so I'm a Survivor conference helps. I try to bring in people that will help pour into
Ah,
us
mm.
and to empower us. So I try to do that.
You
Eh,
you got so many great things happening. I actually, when I think of you, I'm going to go ahead and announce this again that I train people on how to start their own talk shows, virtual, it's audio, video, and network ready shows. And so you do it right from the comfort of your own home. And I think you might be one of those students that's going to be in this upcoming class.
Oh,
We have
okay.
three
I would
seats
love it.
left. Three seats. So we have five students that we take, and three seats are left for the start of the program that will start November 3rd is when the next class is starting. So
Okay.
if you just let me know that you saw it here on the Kim Jacob Show and you would like to start your own show from scratch, I'll make sure that you receive a 10% discount off of the actual cost of the program. You can call 704-944-3534, or you can also email kimjacobsshow@gmail.com. You probably want to do that today, or because yeah, just either today or tomorrow or whatever. Go ahead and make it known that you want to be a part of it. And we'll consider you being in this next class. Wow. Kim, it's so many things that you've said that I think are just so incredibly helpful to people. And I know you have sisters for real, you have brothers for real, and you have sisters rocks. How
Yeah.
do people stay connected with you to be a part of all of these programs that you offer?
Well, you can I'm on Facebook. That's where I also have a website, Sisters for Real website. And
Sisters for real, the number four real.com.
Yes,
And
sistasforreal.com.
and on social media,
Social
what's your social
media,
media
I'm
name?
on there. Everything that I do on Facebook, because my kids tell me Facebook is for old people. Okay, whatever. But I do social media as far as I do Facebook, and my Facebook goes to Instagram as well. So it's connected together.
Under what
Um,
name?
huh?
Well, under what name? Kim Lewis?
Kim Lewis. Yeah.
Oh,
Kim Lewis. And it's under Sisters for Real. I have a page that's Sisters for Real page. I also have a My Sisters Rock page, and have a page called Breaking Cycles. That's another thing. I'm doing a few different things,
okay.
and
This is good.
I'm also a leader in my church. Um, under the Now Ministry, which is called Nurturing Oppressed Women.
Oh, I love. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
This is never ending. This is never this you've shared so much today. And what reminds me of, especially your parents, the prodigal son, when that happened, how he was embraced back in. How important do you think that is for people to give their family members and friends a second, third, fourth, fifth chance, however many chances needed?
I think it's very important because you can't, like I said again, emotions have nothing to do with this. You got to be strong
Mhm.
because you may think that, oh, it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen. If you think it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen.
That's right.
But if you think it's going to happen, and I'm going to see it happen, then I guarantee you it will happen. And it'll change the way that you respond to that loved one.
Hmm.
And I'm telling you, love is the biggest thing. It's the biggest thing
Without
because,
love, you have nothing. You are
yeah,
nothing.
you have nothing.
It's not even have.
Yeah,
Paul says you are nothing. If you
yeah,
don't have love, you are nothing. It's like you
yeah.
don't even exist. Why exist
Do
if
you
you
know
don't
how
have
broken I felt and I would feel? Even when I came back, I still had to deal with brokenness that was inside of me. So for a person that's out there, they already broke. Don't add to their brokenness.
love?
You gotta counteract it with the good, and the good is the love. Love. You have to love them in spite of. God loves us in spite of us.
Now, I do have a question. What if you love somebody? Because I'm probably just asking for probably a counseling perspective. But what if you love somebody, right? But when you're dealing with the person, it's a very antagonistic situation. It's not good for you or for them. And you can see what you can see, but they can see what they can see too, and they feel like you're aggravating to them. So it's like it's like you're just constantly, because they're in their mode, you're in your mode, and you think you're right and they think they're right. How do you recommend people deal with that, especially if you think it has something to do with substance abuse or some stuff they need to get under subjection?
Listen, I'm dealing with something like that now. But what I'll say is that I get frustrated sometimes, but I try not to allow my frustrations to be shown. And then sometimes I fail, and I do let it to be shown. And because I'm human. But at the end of the day, what I try to say is I try to say something good, because in that you may think they don't hear or they're not listening, but you got to keep on planting them seeds.
Right.
And if you keep on planting them seeds, they got to grow. Somebody, God gonna send somebody to water it.
That's
You
good.
may not be the person to water it, but if you keep on planting the seeds, you gotta plant the good seeds. You can't plant these other seeds that they keep on going back. Oh yeah. Oh, you never be. Oh, that's this. I knew you was gonna be like that. Oh, I know. Nah, nah, nah. Say
Right.
okay. Well,
That's
you know
good.
what?
Good
Maybe you'll
advice.
see it later on. You know, you gotta. It's hard. I ain't gonna lie. It's hard. But I know I was difficult.
Mm.
I was the most difficult
Thank
person, and I still can be difficult at times. But I know I was the most difficult person for my parents. Difficult, frustrating. But you know what? In spite of it, God will give you the strength to love people
Yeah.
beyond themselves.
That's good. This is good. This is good, Sister Kim. And because it's two more things I think I really wanted to know too. Sometimes with all that's going on in the world, what can churches and organizations and shows like my show, different shows do to be able to help bring more unity between these different ends of the spectrum of what people are really dealing with and battling with, and people that may feel like they have some solutions for the thing, but they're not having a meeting of the minds. Any thoughts?
Well, I would say because I thought about this too, and I actually have something that I wanted to start doing because a lot of people I think it's a disconnection,
It is.
and so in order to get the disconnect to be connected and allow people to feel like they're being heard,
Mhm.
understood, I think that it should be a platform for that. Like, a lot of people just brush stuff under rugs and just think that, well, I'm just going to deal with this like this. But no, I think we need to talk about it.
And you know why it hasn't happened yet? Because Sister Kim, you know how they say Sister Act? No, Sister Kim. Sister Kim is the one. There's somebody that's chosen for that to be able to be the conduit, the liaison, the gap and the bridge builder, the gap closer is Sister Kim. So that's why it hasn't happened yet, because Sister Kim hasn't hit the scene yet. That's why. So thank you for letting your light shine bright today here on the Kim Jacobs Show. I'm going to take just a commercial break to, it's not formal commercial break, but I need to share a couple of announcements. This weekend, for those of you that know me, I'm a new pastor here in Charlotte, North Carolina, and we are having our 1 year pastor church leadership anniversary gala on Friday, October 17th, and then on Saturday, October 18th. Please, no matter where you are in the country, please go to gabesheartfoundation.org, gabesheartfoundation.org. And even if you can't come to the walk or not, donate, do something to support Gabe's Heart. It's in honor of my 12-year-old son. He would be 22 now. He had a heart defect that we did not know existed and had sudden cardiac arrest. This is Sudden Cardiac Arrest Awareness Month, and we're doing our 10th year 5K walk this Saturday, October 18th. I'm encouraging everybody that's anywhere near Charlotte, North Carolina, to come and be a part of this walk. And if you're an organization and you would like to be considered for a defibrillator to be put in your public space, we encourage you to do a 1 minute video. The 1 minute video you can tag at Gabe's Heart Foundation, letting us know why your organization should receive the defibrillator, and the winner will be announced at the 5K walk. You do not have to be present to win, but if you are international, you will have to pay the shipping. And the final thing is on Sunday, October 19th, we're having our 1 year church pastor anniversary service, and we have our guest speaker, Pastor Selwyn, and on the gala is Bishop Jen Wright. So we hope that you'll join us for this weekend. And if you're watching this as a replay, because this is such great information, I'm sure it's going to be replayed again outside of this particular day. So then just know that you can just come visit the church, and we worship here at the
Beautiful.
Brownstone Signature Events every Sunday at 10 a.m. And the address is right there. You can screenshot it: 12080 University City Boulevard in Harrisburg, 5 minutes from UNC Charlotte. So you know what? We have all kinds of pictures here. Too many to not share some of them.
That's Yeah, that's from my sister's rock.
Yes.
That's my mother and I.
That's your mommy.
Yes.
She looks full of grace and mercy. Look at her.
Thank you. She is. Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That's when we were out on the streets feeding people and giving away like the the donation bags with toiletries and stuff.
Aw.
That's me and my oldest daughter.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I got all kind of pictures. I'm popping some of these up. Y'all just be patient because God has been too good to this sister Kim for her not to be able to highlight some of the good pictures that we have here too. So wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. I can't delete that because if I delete it, then it'll stay on the screen. There we go. Okay, I got to delete it like that first. I'm so excited. Tell anybody else, what do you think is the biggest misunderstanding while I'm pulling some of these pictures up? The biggest misunderstanding that people have when it comes to dealing with addiction and people that are dealing with that.
I think people forget that the person is human.
Mm, mm,
They treat them like there's some type of disease or something, or something that is just like we don't want to deal with it.
mm.
Um, I can recall I did some work for this one guy in a couple of blocks down from where I grew up at, and he wasn't the owner,
Mm,
but I did some work for him,
right.
and then I came back to get paid, and the owner was standing out there with his wife, and he looked at me and he said, "Well, what do you want?" And I'm like, "What?" He was like, I said, "I'm looking for, I forget the guy's name,
Right.
so and so. I did some work for him. I'm just coming to get paid." He said, "I didn't hire you." And this is a guy that was in our neighborhood, in the neighborhood, a black owned business.
Mm-hmm.
And he looked down at me like I
Mm.
was like a piece of dirt or something. He called that guy out. He said, "You come out here, you take her down the street and you talk to her." I said, "I am not going down the street." I said, "I just came to get paid so I can leave." But see, stuff like that,
Mm.
where he could have been a actual a person that could have made a difference,
Yes.
he didn't.
Right.
And I told his wife was, so I was in tears. Um, and I told his wife, I said, "I don't care what you have. You don't have a right to treat people like that just because
Ever.
I don't look like you."
Ever.
And I think that's what a lot of people forget. Like they see people on the street that's homeless.
Mm-hmm.
They see people that don't look like them. That's even, and I say church people too,
That's right.
because they turn their faces up because they don't have certain things on. Well, you can't do that. You can do that, but that ain't Christ like.
That don't have nothing to do with no God that I serve anyway.
No,
Because God
no.
is the
So
God of
you
love.
can't say I don't care about you paying your tithes every week, doing on the mother's usher board or
All
whatever.
of it. The
It
whole
don't
thing.
matter about none of that. Because if you turn a person away because
Mhm.
of the way that they look,
That is not of
that
God.
yeah, you have done something bad in God's eyesight.
I agree. That's why I
So,
have a
I
fundamental
think,
problem with
yeah,
people
I
that
think that's the thing. The thing is how people look at people and judge people. And let me say this, it is some of the most intelligent people
that's right.
that have got caught up.
That's it. I mean, I
I'm
lived in a
talking
hotel
about
for
college
I lived in a hotel for a
education.
year.
I mean, these people are, I mean, they are people just like you. They just
Period.
made a bad decision and got caught up.
That's right.
But
Nobody's
this,
better than anybody else.
yeah,
Nobody.
but they don't look at that like that. They just look at it, that's society.
That's unfortunate. Let's put these pictures up and then we're gonna get off because I got an appointment here. Tell me, what is this?
Well, this is me at the gala, one of the honorees, and my administrator. Uh, that's me and my baby daughter. That's me and three of my daughters.
I love that picture too. Okay, and what is this
And
one?
that's just, I'm a survivor.
And you are a survivor, and you say
I
it loud
I
and proud.
am.
And I'm proud of you. Let me see. Let me see. I want to pull a couple others. I know I had a whole bunch of them, but you know how when you say you got 6 kids, so Lord have mercy. I'm trying to
Yeah,
make
I
sure I
got
didn't
pictures
miss
of all
anybody. I
of
don't
them
know.
on here with me
It's
too.
huh?
I have the pictures I sent and pictures of me, my oldest son, pictures of me and my youngest son.
Okay, wait, I
Um,
gotta find them. I'm trying. Let's see. I see a bunch of pictures backstage here, so I'm doing everything I can to pull them all up, y'all. Y'all, this is a special episode. Anytime God blesses you with a second, a third, a fourth, a fifth chance, a sixth chance to be somebody's mama, you want to make sure you get as many of the pictures up as possible.
and this is my daughter that passed away in April
Oh, I'm
that I was
so
telling you about, my 30-year
yeah,
old.
yeah.
Yeah,
And she passed away suddenly and unexpectedly as well. Just so
yeah,
you all know. Yeah.
yeah, that went into cardiac arrest out of nowhere.
That's why defibrillator, y'all, not that, and I'm a big believer that when it's our time, period. I
Yeah.
understand that. But I also believe that God gives the gifts and the talents to the doctors and the paramedics to perform their life-saving measures. So if we can put a defibrillator in every place around the country where people congregate, especially young people too congregate, then there is a tool there for them to be able to be put into place to help possibly save a life. Please, y'all, Gabe's Heart Foundation is all about that. Let's see. What's this picture?
I can't see it. Oh, that's me, my oldest son, and his son.
Oh my God, you're a
That's my oldest
grandmother.
son, my first child, and then that's my baby boy right there.
Ah,
Yeah.
look at all these kids.
Then that's the one I was telling you about last night too. Yeah. That's
Oh, wait, oh, let
all
me
of
come back
us.
up. I'm gonna be talking to you. I'll be which one is this one? What's his name? Let's see.
That's the one I gave you. I sent him your number. I sent you this number.
Oh,
He's the
that's
one that
right.
played for John P. Key.
Yes, I'm getting ready to communicate with him. So you better get yourself right because you're gonna be talking today. Okay. And don't act like I'm not your auntie when I call. We're gonna have a good time. All right, let's see. Let's see. What's this picture?
That picture is of me and my family out. I think we were celebrating my oldest son's daughter, London, because she's back there at her birthday. Um, and the birthdays and the holidays is we do come together.
That's a good thing.
Mhm.
Okay, so we'll delete that one. And I think I have a few more. I see one with another person that's back there, so I'm gonna make sure I get that one up.
Oh yeah, I don't think you did Amber yet.
I know one thing.
Yeah.
I'm not clicking off until every person that you say, now you got them. Okay, let's see. That's you, okay?
Oh yeah. And that's actually some of the sisters for real, the original crew. You know, everybody it ends up changing like through the years.
Right.
But that's one of the original crew pictures. That's my daughter Amber.
Woo! I can kick off this good show now that Amber is on here. Hey, Amber. And Amber looked like she had an attitude if I would have missed it too. She'd have been like,
Ah,
I don't know whose show you went on, but don't go on there again if she gonna forget
yeah, I
Amber,
think that was my
the Amber.
birthday. Yeah. Uh,
So Amber's your youngest.
no, Amber is the third. She's the fourth child. Yeah,
Okay.
she's the fourth child.
You have a right now. How is the family dynamics now that you are healed, delivered, set free, all of that?
Well, I mean, like I said before, like I see my mom and my dad, and like a few of 'em, I see my family all the time. I have my son, my oldest son, and my grandson. And they're here, they're with me, and then I mean, we still got struggles
Oh,
in
we all do.
communication now,
Right.
because I believe it's still stuff that needs to be healed on the inside.
Right.
But healing process sometimes takes a long time, especially when I was messed up for over 20 years.
Right. So it's a bill.
Yeah.
Definitely some counseling. I would think group counseling. Some people
Right, right.
will
And
refuse to
family
go to counseling.
counseling.
Some people will
Right.
be like, I'm not going. You need to counsel. I don't need it. I'm just angry with
No,
you or whatever.
but it's like, but my whole thing is it is it worth it? Yes.
No.
It
That,
is. Was it worth the stop? Yes, because I wouldn't be here.
Thank you, Jesus.
I don't even think that I would be alive.
Thank you, Jesus.
So, do I think about? I don't even think about going back. But if I did, I would think like I'm not giving this up.
Never.
I'm
Yeah.
not gonna give up. I've been fighting for my family for a long time,
And
and
now you got
I
them.
may
Now
have
you got 'em.
failed in it, but I'll keep going.
Mm,
It, a person, a parent, don't stop just because things don't go wrong. That it's not going right. You
that's right.
keep going. You keep. My mother and my father showed they are great examples
Yeah,
of how you just keep going
that's right. That's right. You
and
can
how you are still there. And that was that picture right there. That was they gave me a change maker award.
that's a good that's it. The uppity awards. The uppity.
Yeah, the uppity award.
I love it.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
so
that's
deserving of
one
it.
of
You're
my
so
friends,
deserving of it. And tell
and
us
that
about
was
Kim.
one of from this year's the women that I honored. That's all the women I honored.
My God, my God. Look at you, Kim, Sister Kim.
Yeah.
I don't even want to call you Kim. It's Sister Kim to me. Sister Kim
Uh,
changing the world out there. Mm,
well, I pray that God would just allow me to continue to just you know, be a light to help somebody else. You know,
well, you are
because they
truly
more people would catch on and just like, hey, there are people out here that's doing it too.
that's right.
There are people, and I commend them. They are doing it. They
Thank you,
are out
Jesus.
here helping people. But I just see something big, a bigger picture that's coming, and I just know that God is going to allow me to be able to do it.
It's
Uh,
going to happen through you, Kim, because eyes haven't seen and ears haven't heard the great things that God has in store for Sister Kim and through Sister Kim as you let your light shine bright like a city sitting on a hill. I am just so godly proud of you, proud
oh,
of your
thank you.
parents, proud of your parents and the fact that they are true role models and examples of Christian parents that are leading and giving forgiveness and intervening and stepping in when needed to even go beyond what is supposed to be their obligation by taking on 6 children. And thank you. Thank you to your mom and dad. I salute and honor you today for that in Jesus' name. Listen, y'all stay connected with Kim Lewis. How can they do that? Let them know.
Well, you can find me on Facebook under Kim Lewis. If you, my phone number is available, and let me say this: it's public. It's public, and the reason why I do that is because sometimes it'd be 2, 3 o'clock in the morning that you may not can get nobody, but I will answer my phone. And when I say I do, I answered my phone when my husband was alive because I lost my husband almost 3 years ago. But when my husband was alive, I would get out my bed and go in the bathroom and I will talk. And if you need rescue, I'll get you to get whatever it is, I make myself available because I remember and I'll never forget. And I know that I want to be able to be, available for people because there's some times where you can go either way.
That's right.
But you can call me if you need anything. You just call me, and I will be able to help you in any way that I can.
Wow, wow. Charmaine said, love you, Kim. Keep on going. You are blessed and highly favored, Sister Kim.
Oh,
You are
I love
blessed
her
and
too.
highly favored,
And
is
yeah,
what.
and I want to say thank you so much for just the opportunity to be able to come on and to have a conversation with you, um, and talk to somebody else. I thank God for Charmaine because I just didn't know, but you just never know. You never know who's sitting out there or who is watching you. And so I'm just grateful. It's another opportunity to spread God's love.
That's
And
praise.
I'm telling you, God, when He do it, He don't halfway do nothing. He just do it.
Whew. Listen,
Yeah.
y'all, if y'all are enjoying these episodes that we've been bringing here on the Kim Jacobs Show, these wonderful guests with powerful stories and testimonies that really can change the whole outcome of your family, the dynamics of your family, and how we are better able to weave together like pieces of a puzzle. I'm asking you to be one of our financial contributors. The only way that our broadcast can thrive is through community contributions. If you would be willing to be one of our community contributors and partners, these are some of the ways you can do it. You can do it through PayPal. And for our audio listeners, it's paypal.me/Kim Jacobs Inc. You can do it through Venmo at The Kim Jacobs Show. You can do it through Zelle 704-962-7161. Or you can even be a Patreon member, which is patreon.com/The Kim Jacobs Show. And the funny thing is, if you go over there, you're going to see other stuff that you never get to see on any other platforms. So you all might get to see me crying, or when my kids moved recently, I was like, oh. So anyway, thank you all for tuning in to this episode. And thank you, Sister Kim. You really are using your gifts and talents to salt this earth, and I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
Thank you all for tuning into this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. And we will see you again Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. I love each and every one of you. Thank you,
All
Charmaine,
right. Bye bye.
and
Bye
all of y'all out
bye.
there. Bye bye. Thank
Bye
you for
bye.
tuning in to today's episode of the Kim Jacobs Show and for being in the virtual studio audience. Your presence truly does make a difference. And I look forward to you bringing your friends and family to join you in the virtual studio audience Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I look forward to seeing you and make it a great day.